Welcome back to Pac-Manufactured, a series all about Pac-Man clones. In this episode we're looking at Hyper Pacman, developed by Semicom and released in arcades in 1995. So yeah, this is a bit of a weird one. So this is a Pac-Man clone that somehow made it actually into arcades, developed by a company called Semicom, and it runs on the same hardware used by Snow Brothers, by Toru Iwatani, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, God, I really enjoyed this. This is really good. So we're getting, different maze designs for every level, which is kind of cool. So things mix up every time. Getting cool power-ups, things like speed-ups and helmets to sink a hit, essentially. The usual power pills so that you can eat the ghosts. The ghosts are completely variable, so they're completely, there's no set amount of ghosts per stage, which is kind of fun. Like, it gets absolutely crazy at some points. There's just absolutely so many ghosts at any given point. It can be quite overwhelming. There's power-ups like jumping, which makes it feel kind of like Pac-Mania, so that's really cool. There are hidden walls which you can, go through and take shortcuts and cut off the ghosts and come at them from a different angle, which is kind of fun. There are, hidden food items and stuff which you can uncover with certain power-ups. There is so much going on here, and it moves at a lovely, it's always moving really fast, and it's really nice and punchy. Controls really well. Never felt like it had any of that weird sort of stickiness that you get with some Pac-Man games, where you don't sort of move into down the corridors and through the junctions nice and smoothly. None of that at all. You never sort of collided with walls or felt like you turned into walls and stopped in your path. You were always moving. The momentum was always really good and really quick and snappy. I can't sing the praises of this enough, to be honest with you. I was so surprised at how well this has been pulled off, and even more surprised that it actually made it into arcades. Now, I'm sure this didn't get a wide distribution, because I can imagine Namco would have been pretty hot on its trails if this, got a nice large distribution across the world, because, they would have certainly been knocking on doors and sending lawyers around, because, it's using the Pac-Man name without any official licensing whatsoever. But as a clone, what a great little thing. There's just so much going on here. It's the sort of thing I love to find in Pac-Man clones. I'm always looking for cool little gimmicks, new little ideas, just things that mix up the formula and make it a little bit more exciting. It's not just, traditional Pac-Man, the same maze every round, or, the same power-ups. There's just a little bit of thought has been put into this, where it's just like, what can we do to really make this engaging and mix it up and keep it fresh? And everything they've added is great. I love the idea of the hidden walls. I love the new passages that opens. I love the new power-ups. I love the speed of it. I love the way it controls, and I love just how manic it gets with the amount of ghosts. And they're all pretty aggressive. The AI is pretty solid all around. It's a winner, to be honest with you. I cannot recommend this enough. Really, really worth playing. Easy to download and play in MAME. Just have a little Google and I'm sure you can find the ROM nice and easy. But yeah, ran like a treat in MAME. Had a great time with it. And I can't recommend it enough, to be honest with you. I think this is a belter of a Pac-Man clone. Well worth checking out. And you will be surprised as to how well this is built. I couldn't believe that something like this would have the brass balls to release in the arcade and actually compete with real Pac-Man games, and actually be a great little thing in its own right. Yeah, really well worth playing this. I think this is a fantastic Pac-Man clone.